I was getting ready to sit down and watch the college football national championship game, and then all of a sudden, the NHL world decides to give us the weirdest blockbuster out of nowhere possible on a random Monday night. So the Philadelphia Flyers have traded Cutter Gauthier to the Anaheim Ducks in exchange for Jamie Drysdale and a second-round pick in 2025. And there's a lot of stuff going on here, so let's break it all down. First, Cutter. Cutter just blew up the World Junior Championships. Team USA won gold. He was one of the main stars there. He is a 5th overall pick from the 2022 draft by the Philadelphia Flyers. Why is this deal happening for this young star who looks like he's going to one day be a star in the National Hockey League? Well, according to all of the insiders who just fired up all of their cell phones all at once right now as this is breaking because no one had leaks on this story coming. This is from Pierre LeBrun. Pierre says, wowzers. This is one we get to look back on in 10 years and re-examine. As Frank Saravalli said, Gauthier didn't want to sign with the Flyers, and I'm told wouldn't meet with the Flyers front office to let them explain their plan. Flyers made best of it given those circumstances. And yes, they did. Let's read from Darren Dreger, who says, Flyers GM Danny Briere has been working on this trade for months. Gauthier wouldn't sign or talk with the Flyers, so they felt it was best to move on now. This one's from Elliot Fredman, who says, apparently Philly had a lot of trouble trying to meet with Gauthier at the World Juniors. Belief was he preferred not to play there. So Flyers made this deal. There we have 4 different insiders, really, because Pierre quoted Frank as well in there. There we got 4 different insiders confirming Cutter didn't want to play in Philly, and he has rights because he's a college signee. He's playing for Boston College, so he has some like leeway here. He can always not sign and then walk himself to free agency. That's the advantage of being a college draft pick and playing in the U.S. college system, and then being drafted in the NHL. If you just sit out your eligibility, eventually you will become a free agent in the NHL. So Cutter's exercising this, and he's saying, I don't want to sign in Philly. I'm not going to play there. And now look, he's moved on to Anaheim. And considering the circumstances that Daniel Briere was put into, this is fantastic, tiny piece of work, because going back the other way, as I mentioned off the top, is Jamie Drysdale, who is a stud right now. And we don't really know what Drysdale is because he's 21. 6th overall pick in 2020, but he's faced a lot of injuries. He was drafted in the middle of a pandemic. Like I said, the injuries really derailed. He's played 123 career games, 81 in 21-22, then 8 in 22-23, and then only 10 games this season. But from what we've seen, this guy who just hops into the National Hockey League has to play a ton of minutes on terrible hockey teams that the Anaheim Ducks have had for the last few years. He's done an all right job. He's done an all right job, especially in that 21-22 season where he did have his full season, put up 31 points from the back end, and looked decent. Looked like he's one day going to be a star defenseman if he can keep growing and going down a path of avoiding the injury list. So getting that in return, getting a 6th overall pick in return for your 5th overall pick, who didn't want to play for you at all, is fantastic. And then you throw on top of that a 2nd round pick. The Flyers come out here looking pretty nice, but in the end, like, it's projected like Cutter might be the better player. Who knows what that 2nd round pick could be? But like, Jamie Drysdale isn't nothing to sneeze at. That is a very good defenseman that they'll have for a long time in the Philadelphia Flyers organization. And when you have your hands tied behind your back like Daniel Briere did, I can't not but be like, oh, that's kind of impressive what you get back there. And the Anaheim Ducks obviously feel like they're getting the higher top end talent. That's how you win trades, right? Whoever gets the best player on a trade, I always feel like comes out the winner in the end in the long run. And they feel like, hey, we're getting an upgrade here by swapping Drysdale in that 2nd for Cutter Gauthier. They feel like in the end, we're going to have the superstar in this deal. And their future looks fantastic, the Ducks right now. If all of these prospects come to fruition, because like they're prospects, that's what they are. They are magic beans. Who knows what's going to happen? But the Anaheim Ducks have a very good 2025 and 6 and 7 way down the road if all of this comes together nicely. What a weird thing to happen on a Monday night. That's it for me right now. I'll be back in maybe in an hour when another giant breaking news trade pops down on our table. Who knows? Great work, Daniel Briere. I like it.